Now, so part 3 of the Viliv N5 testing session with JKK from JKK Mobile. He's at JKK Mobile on Twitter if you want to follow him. And my name's Chippy.
In real life in Helsinki.
In real life he's in Helsinki, but what does that matter?
Yeah.
And I'm Chippy at umbcportal.com. You can follow me at Chippy on Twitter, and in real life I'm in Bonn, but who gives a shit? Really?
Yeah.
And we're doing part 3 of our live open review of the Viliv N5. More questions from the people that were in the chat room. 100 people watching live on the video. Thanks for watching, everyone. And we think you should spread the word about live open reviews, because we think it's a more honest way to do reviews of devices. And I don't know about you, JKK, but I'm definitely not a fan of these one-page reviews that some people put up. Yep. And naming,
especially after 1 day of use.
yeah. I mean, some of these leading magazines do these one-page reviews, and I think it's ridiculous. Anyway, so spread the word. Open reviews is the way to go. Right, part 3. So in part 1 we did hands-on unboxing. In part 2, JKK went over his first thoughts about the device. We did some testing on videos, which was very good, and we answered some questions from the users. Now in this one, we want to go into things like standby and return, heat and noise, battery life, faults and issues, the storage we'll talk about, and we'll do some YouTube. And that's exactly where we're going to start, because I've installed Firefox and Flash 10.1. So let's quickly do some YouTube, and I think then JKK's got a couple of things to show as well. So,
yeah.
Zooming in, YouTube. This is on Firefox 3.6 with Flash 10.1 installed, and I haven't tested anything here, so nothing's cached at all. Let's see what we get. I'm not even sure what file is available here. Okay, so this is an embedded 360p, I guess, because there's no other option. Let's go full screen on it. No, that was not full screen. That was pop out window. There we go. Oh crap! Let's try that again. Come on. Okay. That looks pretty good. Full screen. Okay, let's escape out of that, and I quickly want to check what the CPU utilization is on that very quickly. We'll turn that off. I can't come out of full screen.
ISK.
No, Firefox full screen.
F11.
Yeah, normally.
Functional.
There we go, got it. Lost the video now. Right, let's test another video. See if we can do a 720p or a 480p. Let's try.
Why the Flash Player installation failed on the...
So we're going to go to 480p, which is the old HQ YouTube. And this is embedded, and you won't be able to see it on the video, but pretty good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the CPU level. I'm getting the feeling that it's being done by CPU rather than GPU, and looking... Yep. It's running at 100%. So it's not actually hardware enhancing, hardware decoding the video at all. But bear in mind, this aren't the H.264 version. So what we need to do is find a 720p and a 1080p video. So let's have a look.
But your normal quality 360p was playing 100% good.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I'm using the default drivers now, and it sucks big time. So go upgrade your Flash.
Yep. So this is 720p big. Okay. Let's switch it to 720p and see if it does hardware decoding. Nah. It's not doing hardware decoding at all. I can see that. It's 10 frames a second maybe. Pretty shitty. My guess is that it's running pretty heavily on CPU as well. Let's just get the task manager up and restart the video. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's running at 100% CPU. So really, that 10.1, although in theory it's supposed to be hardware decoding the 1080p, sorry, the H.264, it's not.
Yeah, we have a
codec issue.
Old GPU drivers.
Could be GPU. You're right. Could be GPU driver, because one of the recent drivers enabled the 10.1 decoding. You're right. So okay. So again, what can we say out of the box? Needs tweaking.
Yep. But again, do we actually need that? Yes, you need that flash to get any YouTube going on nicely. But do you need 720p on this kind of device? Answer is no.
Right.
On YouTube. Well, if someone says yes, he's just wrong. So.
Right. Okay. So that was YouTube. I want to quickly mention something about.
Now it plays fine. So definitely, it's huge different. The default old flash, it sucks, but now with the 10.1, it plays smoothly.
Good.
On the settings.
On the low quality video, right? Yeah.
480.
On 480 as well.
Which is
good.
480 is good.
Yeah. So I just want to mention something about the heat. There is a bit of heat underneath. It's not hot, but it's warm.
On the center. Now I can
center
get
left. Center left, I'm feeling.
And I enabled the 3G, so I have Wi-Fi and 3G, GPS, Bluetooth, everything on here, and I can definitely see the difference here. So
okay,
I can hold my hand there, so it's not burning hot, but it's hot.
Okay. So I want to turn off the Bluetooth, and I want to switch on HSDPA here. So you've got some have you got some 3G testing going on there?
Yeah, I've been testing. It's only Edge here, where I'm like any other device but my phone. So I have to go to downstairs to do that again. But if you get the SSDPA there, just shoot it up.
Let's have a look. Just firing up. Where's the HSDPA 3G on button? Or isn't there?
There is. You just use the Viliv software on the desktop and enable the 3G. On. So there's no hardware button. There's hardware button for everything else but 3G, which I'm missing. But then again, I would keep it always on. But when on airplane, I would of course disable that. So you have to use the Viliv settings software from the desktop, Viliv Manager, and then fire up the mobile partner and set up your APN.
Right.
Or you can just dial in after you have set it up first from the network settings. Just dial up in a VPN and click that, connect. From the Windows 7 own menu, that works fine. But you have to first set it up with a mobile partner. But it's, you can see on my video.
I'll just leave that to try and find a signal down here. What I have to do, unfortunately, a battery life check now because I'm running out pretty quickly. And okay, so what's happened in the last 30 minutes? I've lost 30%. No, I have lost 15 to 20%.
Okay, which means.
And in the last hour, it looks like I've lost about 50%. Okay.
Ooh, that's high, because I've been using that like 2 hours before we started, and I'm at 50% now.
Okay.
So maybe you should just keep your eye on. You remember Viliv battery manager jumps from 10 to 10, and it actually sometimes go down and up.
Yeah, it's just gone to 10.
Okay.
So in the last half an hour, I've lost 20%.
While you're talking about that, I just got GPS lock. So it took some 15 minutes, 10 minutes for the first lock. So now I will be disconnecting that, and then let's see what happens after half an hour, how fast it connects to GPS. But I'm inside the house, so the GPS quality is good. It can find satellites inside, which is good.
Okay, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on the battery. So the battery capacity we said was 15 watt-hour, and so actually the best, if this was like the best design ever, you can reckon on about 4 watt-hour, 4 to 5 watt-hour. So it really shouldn't be much more than 3 hours in heavy use. Reasonable
Again,
use.
The screen is something that at least mine is at full throttle. So
yeah, mine's at full throttle as well.
Yeah, and typically I don't do that. But let's see.
Right, so it's kind of looking to be 3 hours at the moment for me, but that's I haven't even. So this is an out-of-the-box battery charge. I don't know what state it was in. Your figures are probably more reliable to go on at the moment rather than mine.
I fully discharged and started it. So mine is saying 55% remain. 55. So it's going 5% now.
Yes, I have 5% as well.
Yeah. So that's a new thing. It used to be 10% at the time on Viliv products. So 55, and I've been using it at least 1 hour more than you.
Right.
And we have all used that like 2 hours, or 1.5 hours. So.
Okay.
It's actually looking good.
I'm still trying to get 3G down here, or any sort of connection down here. I don't even know if I've got 3G enabled.
So you have to, on the Viliv manager, you have to click the modem.
Yeah, and the lights. Oh, it's shutting down.
Yeah. So the light will be light. And
the light was lit, but it's now gone into hibernation because I've run out of battery.
Okay.
Quickly plug in now.
Yeah, there's definitely you didn't fully charge it because mine is running so nicely, and like I said, it's 60% remaining now when I don't do anything with it. So
okay, let me plug
it's 4-hour device for sure, at least 4 hours.
Do you think so? Right. That sounds like a lot.
Yeah. On a full throttle, no. But do we really use that the way? Well, we have to talk more about that later because, of course, we can't say that for sure right now.
Yeah. Okay. Let me quickly do. Have you got anything lined up you want to talk about?
One thing is the touchscreen. You really need to clean it nicely to get all the stickiness away.
Yeah, it's got stickiness on it.
It was really sticky.
Yep, totally agree.
If you buy it, start using, you feel that, oh man, this screen is sticky. Really use a nice clothing and clean it. Really use force
right now.
on cleaning.
It's got stickiness from the screen cover, I guess.
Yeah, you have to do that. It sucks otherwise. And learn if you're new to resistive touchscreen or UMPC, especially on this kind of clamshell, learn to turn your finger a bit or use your thumb. Actually, the thumb scrolling is pretty nice on this one. It's pretty nice to scroll with the thumb. You don't necessarily need to bring up your index or whatever finger there. So
right.
I'm liking. Like I said. Decent amount of heat would not feel good inside a pocket, but on the table it doesn't really matter. I don't know. And well, good for Finland.
Okay. Oh shit. Can't remember if I've got a pin on this one.
The 3G feels exactly the same as on any other Viliv product.
Okay.
Nothing really.
I've forgotten the pin on my SIM card, so I can't test the 3G right now.
So maybe I go just briefly to downstairs to outside to test the 3G and
then come back.
And so on. It might take a minute, so I come back and you can go on with the next testing. I believe you were talking about what?
Well, I'll mention the storage, and then this.
Yeah.
I think we've got some questions. We might do some live questions. I didn't write down many questions from our break.
Okay, so I will be back too. I tested 3G. Okay.
Right. So to answer some questions that are in the chat room right now, to David, it can be used as a phone. JKK made a phone call to me a few minutes ago. It is voice enabled. Let's have a look. Screen in sunlight. JKK said it was pretty good, and it does look pretty good to me from here. I've got the Humid BZ sitting next to me, but remember, these are all LCD backlit screens, and a backlit screen is never that good in direct sunlight unless it's got a hugely powerful LED backlight or some sort of transflective layer on it, and these don't have transflective layers, so that it's always an issue. And this is quite a glossy screen covering to it as well. I'll quickly be able to show you screen brightness on both the Humid and N5 together, and we'll go to white screen so that you can see that. Fire up Firefox on both the devices, so you can see at least the relative screen brightness. It's and I'm seeing a slightly brighter BZ, and you can actually see that on the video. It's actually, the brightness difference is magnified on the video to the actual naked eye. There's quite a difference, but not the difference you see on the screen. And I'm just going to double check that I've got everything set to full brightness. Yep. So the Humid BZ is brighter than the Viliv N5 on screen brightness. Let me give you some thoughts on like contrast and stuff. The Humid BZ screen is also very good. I actually really like the touch layer on the BZ. It's very light, and it is a very good screen. I'd say there's not much between them in terms of contrast and colour. They're both very good screens actually. So while I've got both of them out, let's give you size comparisons. I thought the N5 was going to be much wider, but it's not. In that on the video you can see it's maybe 12, 13, 14, 15 centimeters wider, but in terms of depth it's much shorter. Thickness is, overall thickness is about the same, but the actual screen and keyboard thickness of the Humid is quite a bit less than the N5. Both of them work pretty well in the hands. Let's see if I can give you an idea of the keyboard differences between the two. And there you can see the massive difference in the keyboard sizes on the Humid and the N5. So the N5 is much more towards what the Fujitsu UH900 offers you, which is almost the ability to do some sort of nice finger packing, comfortable finger packing, whereas the Humid is very much thumb only. You really wouldn't want to do much finger packing on it as well. Having said that, I don't think the N5 is anywhere near touch typing, but maybe a couple of fingers you could start to get used to it and get some productivity going on that nicely. But definitely a much bigger keyboard than on the Humid. We were talking about the key presses on the Humid compared to the N5. While the Humid has a slightly clicky clacky, not clicky clacky, it's not like it's loose or anything, it just has some sort of click to it, whereas the N5 is a very much dampened, softened, squishier feel to the keys. I think it's a longer throw as well. For thumbing, I think possibly the Humid might be better, but there's very little difference in it, and anyone using both of those will get used to those keyboards without any problem for thumbing. No problem there. So yeah, of course the look and feel of the N5 is vastly different to the Umid. The Umid does look like it very cheap when you open it up. When it's closed, it's not bad at all. They don't look too bad, but
and the old M1 looks even cheaper.
Yeah.
It's cheapo-ish. My test was success on the battery reception field, 2.19 down and 1.5 up. So it's a good modem, good antenna, and so on. Just like on others, I haven't had any problems with that. And one note, the keyboard is not lit like on any other clamshells, really. But right now the angle on the screen, you can see the angle on my video now. I could fully see the white markings on a keyboard while thumb typing in total dark. So if you bend it a bit back, you can see the keyboard.
Okay.
But not
no
fully.
backlight though. Shame.
Yeah. But backlight would be so good on this kind of devices, but we've never seen that. So that's again something for the pro version, hopefully. Well, I don't see that coming. But yeah, it's cool. So you can see the test results there too. So it was all goody. There
was a question about build quality there. I already mentioned the build quality seems to be excellent. The feel of it is superb. Build seems to be superb. It closes shut with a really nice, reassuring click, and switches. Does it switch the screen off when you?
Yeah.
No, it goes into
standby.
Mine's set to standby. Yeah, mine's set to go to standby right now. So obviously there's a screen lid sensor, so that can be used to. Does it turn the screen off? Because that's one of the things I like about the Umid, and that's a nice little design feature. It actually disconnects the screen and the touch screen when you close the screen. You can hear the USB disconnecting, ding ding, and actually saves quite a bit of battery power by doing that, because you can leave it on. So set it to kind of shut down after, so it could go into standby after 5 minutes, and you can close the device and save screen, backlight brightness, battery drain quite easily. So
closing the lid on a battery, do nothing. No.
Yeah, and then test to see if it's going to switch the backlight off. I don't think it is. It didn't look like it. You should be able to hear
the stupid thing on Windows 7. There is no, for the power button. There is no thing of ask what to do. So I love XP. When you press the power, you can set it to ask what you want to do.
Always ask. Yeah. While you're doing that, I'm going to just quickly do a little Firefox startup test, maybe a few apps to start up, see if I can get a feel for the kind of just general performance of the device. But have you got Crystal Disk Mark there that you could quickly run?
No.
Or have you? No.
So the screen goes black when you close it if you choose do nothing.
Okay, so it just turns the backlight off. Yeah. Yep, I see that.
It turns the black light
Which
off.
is nearly as good.
Yep.
Not quite as good, but nearly as good.
Yep.
Right. Firefox startup test. I'm expecting under 4 seconds, but I need to make sure I reboot before I do it, because
I do it here.
It'll be cached
without rebooting. So let's do both.
Oh no! Installing updates 1 of 29. This is going to take a while.
Hey, it's under second if you don't boot. So I'm pressing the enter. Nope.
But yours is pre-started.
Right? But that's how I use it anyway. So never shut down these devices. Always standby.
All right. So I think that the general impression is from most people so far that the SSD is pretty fast in tests and in use, and certainly it feels faster in use than the Umid.
It's fast in these devices. Again, if you compare to desktop or super high-end 2.5s, or even ones we have on our netbooks, it's not. But it's good for these devices.
It's good for this,
and it saves battery life really, really extensively.
Yeah. Just going to go through a whole list of stuff here. Boot up, and so standby and return should be under 4 seconds, I'm guessing, on standby.
It's about 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do
Windows 7 is pretty good with that. Video performance we've already checked, and the performance was excellent, really good. We had a 1080p video running there for those that weren't watching. Check that out in part 2. This is part 3, by the way. Heat and noise, a little bit of heat underneath the device, not hot, and nothing you probably would really notice unless you had it in your pocket. We did a comparison to the BZ. Should we want to mention quickly Dell Streak, because a couple of people were asking about that, and we could take it from the product. So
different.
Yeah, take it from the productivity angle. That's the easiest way to.
So these are full pieces, so you can do almost whatever you want. So you can install productivity apps. You can do editing, whatever kind of editing, really. And you can use whatever external USB things you want. So in that sense, these are totally different devices. If I had Android running this, and let's say it had a capacitive screen and million-hour battery life, you can't still compare because they're totally different devices. You can't do stuff with you can on PC, and you can't do stuff on Android, and etc. It's comparing these is totally different, and you shouldn't be doing that. If you are fine, let's say this way, if you really don't need any PC software, if you really don't need any productivity softwares like editing stuff and so on, if you're okay with Android offering, then of course Dell Streak is so sleek and has all the goodies, and those goodies that it has better way, of course. But if you need real browser, if you need productivity apps, if you need external devices, even sometimes if you need Ethernet, sometimes if you need to test something on Ethernet or whatever,
you
USB
need webcams, printers, all that sort of stuff.
Everything.
Printers is an important one.
Actually, on Dell Streak it has the network printing thing, but I don't really know how it works.
Certain devices, like the Compaq AirLife, has. You can print to network printers as long as they're HP.
Yeah. But printers are today so cheap that I would possibly upgrade that if that was a feature I really need. So upgrade the printer.
And there's probably an app for it anyway.
Yeah.
Do you want to mention the UH900? You've had
UH800 is kind of weird because it's way bigger. It's way bigger.
You're getting up to VIP class there, aren't you?
Yeah. And both of these are in a class where you don't anymore want to have them in your jacket pocket, which means you need a bag. And why not go to 9-inch screen then? Why not go to Asus T91 or 900A or even 10-inch screen? For me it's total nonsense. I'm not for it.
Yeah.
The pocketable size and form here is the key. Again, jacket pocket or lazy pants or working pants. So let's see.
Lazy pants.
Take that. Yeah.
For another opinion on the UH900, people should ask Jen of Pocketables as well. She loves the UH900, so it'd be interesting to see what she says about the N5.
I'm pocketing this now, and I could easily do this when I need to have both hands on something else and then grab it. I wouldn't go to bar like this.
No, but when you're carrying your baby, and when you've got to carry the baby, when the wife goes, here, take that, you can just whack. Okay, let me just grab something, N5 in the pocket, and you've got your PC with you.
Yeah. But and if I was working somewhere where I was using this all the time, I could of course use it in my pocket that way,
right?
But not necessarily go to bar with that and so on. So
good.
It's not. And let's see if I sit down with it. Let's see what happens. Actually, I can sit down. No, it's fine. It's really.
What about a couple of people have asked already the S5 compared to the N5, and it's all about the keyboard, I guess. My opinion is that the S5 gives you this is what I think about these small tablets in general, the Windows tablets. They give you all the productivity features, but no keyboard, which is a key part of productivity for me.
Yeah.
And this is why I don't use the S5 and I use the Humid BZ instead. I just haven't used the S5. But there are other scenarios for people that use just particular apps on the S5. I don't know, some Google Maps or some also mapping apps, which are important. Yeah. And that's how I feel about the S5 compared to the N5 as well. The N5 brings the productivity keyboard and adds it to the productivity apps for me, and I think that makes a much better complete product.
Yeah.
Battery life seems to be less. But
it's a bit less. Yeah.
If it is, as you say, 4 hours, then that suits me.
It has to be. It really has to be.
Yeah.
I will test it all day tomorrow and then make a first impression video about it. And I have to say it has to be. If I'm looking at it right now, it's still 55% remaining.
Right.
So
Bluetooth keyboards are a potential solution if you want to be using a tablet and then switch it to kind of productivity or input mode, and you can use big keyboards, I know, then folding keyboards as well, but then you've got the issue, you've got to always take the keyboard with you, you've got to always have batteries in the keyboard if it's a Bluetooth keyboard, you've got the pairing issues with Bluetooth if it's a Bluetooth keyboard. I haven't had a lot of success over the years with external keyboards, to be honest, and I would rather
I hate
connected
that.
to the device.
I just don't do that. Yeah, I have external keyboard only on my TV, and that will stay that way.
Yeah. All right, that's enough about that then. So I think we've been through pretty much everything. I've only got one more question, and then we should really try and summarize for this part 3. And the question would be, who's the target customer for the N5? Do you want to try, or shall I have a go first? It's difficult. It's always a difficult one, because we have to be honest, it's a fairly niche product category.
It is.
And it's not just about a pocketable device, it's about a pocketable productivity device, which is even more niche. It fits between the smartphones, the big smartphones, the superphones, the tablets, the netbooks, and it's a difficult device to justify. It is an extra device for most people. It can be a backup device for some. But I think this is targeting what I would call like the Boy Scouts amongst us, the people that want to take the full Swiss Army knife of productivity with us, whether it be as a backup capability or whether...
or just in case PC with you always.
Exactly. Or even when you're out, there's a lot of support people that like these tech support people, SSH straight into your back end or into your web apps, and you're guaranteed that everything's going to be problem free. With 3G on this makes absolutely a perfect tech support app, device.
And especially when you think about it, many times when I'm using these UMPCs, I can grab this one with me just in case, but I don't do that with a netbook. I just don't, because I can put this to jacket pocket, leave the jacket on the back of my car on summertime or whatever, and it's there, no bags, stuff. I think this is now the closest thing really in real life for the real productive all-round PC which you can pocket. But again, the VGA out would make it so much more on that kind of environment, because then if you need to do serious stuff on a bigger screen, you can't do it with this version. We are hearing about the Pro version coming. It's not confirmed, but it's on the manual. There was some other people saying that it will come, and so on and so on. So let's see.
Let's try and summarize it now. You go first and try and summarize the faults as well. That's probably easier to summarize the faults. It's going to be quicker.
Well, I want to start by being positive, because this is really, there's so many crappy stuff going on the UMPC front in my mind. Also in netbooks too. The quality. You have to say this is the best quality UMPC ever made. Really.
Clamshell UMPC, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and even others. I would say Okio is same quality, but they had huge problems with the quality. So
Yeah, the quality goes all the way through from the materials used to the core of the device. It's not only designed well, it's well engineered in terms of electronics.
Yeah, I like the quality the most. Then again, the quest for perfect thing is a slider better than a clamshell. And just a second, I take my IGO here.
Well, he's going to get his IGO, which is the 800 megahertz slider device.
In a way, I really love the fast action on slider thing. Even the touchscreen is so much closer when you're using it, so on. So I love sliders. But again, the clamshell, that's helping so much of the actual use because you can close it and put it anywhere. You don't have to have a case or bag or whatever. So in that term, I totally love it. Also, the thing is that when you put it to your table, you can just turn the screen to angle and leave it there to watch a movie or whatever, or to monitor something or whatever. With slider you can't. And again, typing on the tabletop is way easier than and I'm okay typing with this. So that's a matter of sense. The flaws. I still hate the fact that Viliv is always doing the same with the headset port. So I don't want to use USB headset. I don't want to use Bluetooth headset.
Video
I
out.
want to use.
So there's another port
video
issue.
out, yes, but if they make a better model with that, then it's cool. Well, it's kind of cool because, it will be much more expensive, especially if it's 64 gigs and so on. So So I don't know. Again, jury is out for the frameless or non-physical frame thingy on the touchscreen. Is it easier or harder? Again, jury goes later about the feel of the touchscreen because it feels a bit more heavier than the S5, which actually I love. Capacitive screen on this would actually make it harder to use because it's not as accurate. Mouse is good. Again, mouse buttons have to use more to say, but right now it's okay. What else? Heat, noise, battery life. We have to test more right now.
Long term. Storage disappointing.
For me, it's nonsense. I just don't need that much.
But for something that's doing 1080p out the box, people are going to think, oh, it's got 32 gigs. I can put 10 videos on it or something. Well, you're not because it's only got 11 gigs on it.
You should rather buy something else, I would have to say.
Sorry?
I don't.
You're probably better off with an Arcos 5 internet tablet if you want a video player anyway. Actually,
especially because the noise is not that great. I love noise on speakers, and this is not as you can't really blast the music or videos with this. You have to use headphones to enjoy music or videos.
Okay,
this is a tool that more than a toy, and of course the pricing is so much different too. So. In car TFT, €720 with tax, German tax 70%.
So 720 minus 19%, which is €140. So it's 580 pre-tax.
Yeah, and that's with 3G.
And that's with 3G. So
Dynamism is set to say the price is tomorrow, so we hear that. Mobilex is quiet, but talking about next month or something.
Right.
In China and in eBay, I think $8.99 was the word on with dollars. So
it seems to be coming in at quite an expensive price point, I think, for this device. When you think that the Humid is $4.49?
Yeah.
Without 3G, of course, which is €399, €450 maybe if you're unlucky. But then it does look a whole lot better, and it seems to be a lot faster as well. That SSD is really making a big difference. Over the Humid, and of course the 1 gig memory over the Humid as well. The Humid only having 512. So
I would never. I would any day pick up the N5 before.
Well, if you think about Windows 7, of course, you have to be going for the N5. You can't put 7 on the UMI. There's not enough memory, and the disk will just thrash about and lock up all the time because it's the SSD is a bit slower and it tends to lock on small. It gets full up. Buffers get full up and it tends to lock up a bit. Yeah. So this is definitely more of a multitasking device than the BZ is. So for anyone that's thinking of running, 5 or 6 apps maybe, including Firefox, whatever, Live Writer,
Skype,
Gallery, Skype, something like that, iTunes maybe, that the N5 would be way better than the BZ. The BZ locks up once you start to get 2 or 3 apps running on it, so you really have to be careful about how you manage your app usage on it.
Yeah, but remember again, we have Windows 7 Starter, like someone is saying here, so you can't do that many apps at the same time.
No, that limit's gone, isn't it?
We got rid of that. Yeah, we can do how many apps we want.
That was that was the threat. The threat was to only have 3 apps running at the same time, right?
Let me open. I'm now using like 7 apps, and everything is working fine.
Yeah.
So that was just a early thingy.
Okay. So should we round up at least this recording, and then we can hang around for a few minutes afterwards for the guys in the chat rooms. And so we should just say thank you to Viliv for sending the devices over for long-term testing. And next time I will have a customs number ready for FedEx so that they don't hold it hostage. After I finish this video, I'll tell you the story of today. It was quite bizarre. But thanks JKK, jkkmobile.com, and at jkkmobile on Twitter. And my name's Chippy.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's always good to do it with 2 people. It helps so much.
Yeah.
And of course, thanks to everyone that was in the chat room, asking questions, correcting mistakes, etc., and helping other people out as well, which is all really good to see. We love doing these when there's loads of people in the chat rooms. 85 people watching, 630 people checked into the video. So thank you all for even stepping in for a short while. And spread the word about the live open reviews. Don't accept these one-page reviews from these big PC magazines. Open reviews is the way to go. Definitely.
Especially on UMPCs, you just can't look at it and make one-page written review on just by... Oh man, it's just impossible. We've been using these for years, and still you have to really put yourself into that.
Yeah. Okay,
it's not that easy.
We'll close this video up now, part 3. So don't forget, if you're watching on the recordings, part 1 and part 2, jkkmobile.com, umcportal.com.
And
thank you
if
for
you're watching the
watching.
recording, next time don't.
Do you want to
come here live? You get more. You get to see 2 videos. You get to see so much more, and you get to ask questions and see.
Do you want to do your sign off?
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.